I wanted to start this video with, I think it's up here. I had a comment in question about that old radio control car body I had down there. This is the actual, let's see, this is the actual car. Oh, good golly, that thing's heavy. Oh, let's not crack any tiles. Okay. So this is the car that was built. A little something to eat there. Built when I was a boy. I painted this when I was 7 years old, and this was left over from an aircraft carrier model I had. You can see the Firestone tires down there, and that is a GT40. I know most of you know that. I'm going to put it right back up there here in a minute. But the way this thing worked was, you got it at Christmas, and by the middle of the summer, you might get it going. It's got my name on it. Well, let's see if I can. So this was number. There you go. And I just love making that 7 right there. And so that used to be painted here on the side. I had to put that down. Okay, and I'll show you what I did. This thing had a rather large gasoline engine, and it had brakes and everything. It was the brake. When you let off the throttle, it would press down these little brake shoes. It was kind of interesting. I used to drive this thing. My dad got another body and had it professionally done, and it had radio station call numbers, call letters right here, and we used to run it through parades, 4 or 5 different parades. Not too far. There's where the antenna went through right there, and there's, you had to get a Dremel and cut. You didn't have to, but just helped. It's got air to the motor, and I actually cut through here, and there's big vents in the back, and it had a pretty big muffler that came out of the back. It worked pretty nicely. So you had a servo here, the receiver here, a servo here, battery pack here, and gas tank. All of that stuff was in this. It had a cap over it. I almost never put it on there. So there's some of my handiwork from, and I got to give them a little bit of toe in. And I realized it steered and handled a lot better if you gave it a little bit of toe in. These are adjustable little arms. But this was from a company called Heathkit that some people may or may not remember. But there's your big roll bar back there, and so. There you go, you gotta clip it on there. So let's just put that right back up there. And maybe someday somebody, God knows how much the thing weighs. Let me, okay, see, I don't keep a lot of stuff here. And that'll go right back up there. And I'll show you, I got some other Heathkit stuff too. And then we'll get to the tile work and Okay, now I got that song in my head from yesterday or day before, whenever it was. So I didn't notice it till the other day, but these were slotless cars. That one's a little bit disassembled, but once again, I don't remember what kind of. I think it's might be a GT something. I don't know. But these, you had this big wide track and it had these metal grids. I got in trouble for drawing that out one time in the class I was bored. And imagine that, me bored in class. And so you could actually drive these little cars. There's the little pickups of the day. And you can tell there's a circuit board in here. And I did all that work when I was a boy. Look at the old diodes and capacitors and all that stuff. Ooh, heat sinks too. So you had 2 motors, and what you did was you would. It's hard to describe, but there are 5 pickups. One's power, and one goes to one motor as a throttle and whatever. But when you ran these 2 motors, you could steer it. See, that it doesn't really have, the front wheels don't really move. It just pivots on this thing. So you could steer the car and propel it, and it was kind of fun. I do remember having some fun doing that. There's the other one. I took the motors out and used them for something. But there's the company. I still have a Heathkit sticker. And that's a Ford GT or Ford G series or something. I thought those were very ugly cars, but anyway, that's the good boy and that's the bad boy. So anyway, don't think you can say that anymore. So anyway, that's my Heathkit story. So let's go over here, put all that away in a minute. So after just 1 year, I've got to take this tile out of here and redo it, and I'll check the ones out there too. So I'll show you what I'm going to do here in a minute. So I don't know, I guess I should focus on one thing at a time in my videos, but I hope that you find what I do interesting. So yeah, I'm real nervy about this stuff falling and breaking my block here, because that'd be a bad day. So not scared of the outside ones because they're only like that wide, but these are pretty big. So let me tape them up like I said I was going to do in the other video, and we'll see about reattaching those with some really, really good glue. And this says that this stuff will last longer than outlast your project. So I don't know what I used last time. I guess it might have just been some mastic or something, but I'm sure I felt that it was sticky enough not to just fall out when you close the door, for God's sakes. Or corn snakes. Sometime around daybreak, and I'm going to be able to do this thing. We are going to, you can see I've got this taped off. To pull this off, if you run into a tile project where your trees are weak or your tiles are weak, you want to do this to make sure you don't drop any. And you want to line them up the way they came off. And you got to remember there's an inside and outside on these. And what I'm saying is, when I cut these, see that edge is not very pretty and that edge is a little better. And you can see it better here. So you got the bull nose a little bit there. So let's get this stuff off, and then maybe I'll do something else. But I am very happy to have this here. It's just any amount of light in this hovel is a good thing. So all right, maybe it'll get a little brighter as times go along. Probably won't be able to do this today, but moving along. You know, I kind of wonder why people who make YouTube videos talk about time, because it's really irrelevant when you do this stuff, because it's it's just recorded when you do it. It doesn't matter if it's 5 days later, you know, unless it's some kind of windshield wiper test or something like that, or Project Farm or something like that. So anyway, let's see if I can get all these tiles off here. That was kind of scary. All of that came off with ease. Makes it, boy, whew, nerve. This one will come off because I put it in with some 3M glue, because I thought that was the only one, and then I realized it wasn't. But there they all are. This is one of those tile repair things where somebody did something wrong, and that somebody was me. Apparently I did this good. I mean, you know, I don't know what I use. I guess silicone or something. But that's in there pretty solid. I think I can see some good stuff in there. And down here it doesn't really matter because that's just on the bottom, but you know, you got all this mess there. So I'm gonna have to clean all this up with the old dependable 5-in-1 tool. And let's turn that off. And then kind of scrape around and then glue it back up there. So I'm so disappointed in myself, but it's just one of those. It's just one of those things. One of those bells that now and then rings. We are ready to go in and glue these back up. I need to get the AccuVac out here, but I think I'm just going to glue them back up. That's all I can do. Use this stuff, get rid of it, hope the rest of it dries up. And, oh, my voice, whew. Wee day. So I hadn't said anything today yet, so kind of gravelly and weird. So we're gonna tape it up, and then I gotta go get some stuff. I've got a long list of things today. One of the upcoming videos is going to be BMW E64 differential oil change. and stuff like that. I'm going to put some dynamic traction control sensors on it too. So that's upcoming. But for now, we'll glue this up, and then we'll do something else. This is sort of a minor video, but anyway, we'll do it and get it over with. So disappointing when stuff like this happens. It makes me think about the siding a little bit, but that stuff's screwed on. I think I got like 7 to 8 screws in every, 18-inch by 2-foot panel out there, so I'm feeling okay. Weather's going to be changing here pretty soon. It's going to be cooling off. And boy, I'm just sitting here trying to find something to do, watching the temperature and hoping it'll start going down, within reason. It's going well. I do remember all this. This is what you got to do, these little cut and fit things, and I really wanted that angle up there, as I remember, but this is the stuff, and it's just appallingly nasty. And I'm having to run the fan. It stinks so bad, but I'm trying to use it up, get rid of the stuff. Golly, it's stringy and terrible. And you better be, if this is all they got, then you would want to be careful, make sure everything fits perfectly before you put it up, because it is stringy as all get out. So what I'm doing here, you can feel that one, and then there's that one, and then kind of tilt it in a little bit like that. Every project's a little different. I am not afraid of this stuff falling out, but I'm really not afraid if I put safety tape up there. So, okay, let's finish it up. Everything is test fitted. This is our final place here. I've had too much coffee and not enough to eat. That's my problem, I think. And like I said, always make sure to fit your pieces. And you can hear it rocking and rolling in there. And if you don't want to tape your last one, don't make that mistake. So, all right, that's it. We'll give it a little time and then peel it off, and we'll do a little vacuum and put up my palette here. This is my palette. See, I got my place for my thumb right there. The landscape and construction adhesive palette. You can tell I got some use out of it. What was this out of? Oh, it was out of the sink box. Yeah, it's come in handy. It's gotten kind of gloomy. So anyway, it's early afternoon, and I have finished this little project. Remember, kids, if I can do it, you can do it. And I'm very happy with that. It's just fine. It's as fine as a daisy. And it's just no good when you close the door and tiles start falling out. So I got all the tape off. I'm all vacuumed, and that's what that looks like. And it's really nice to have that. I don't know what possessed me to ever want to do that, but I just plain like it. And that's going to be it. And I've got to go. And give me a focused thumbs up. Look at that. Smash that subscribe button. And ring that bell. I do all kinds of different things. So I don't know what I'm going to be able to do this evening. But we'll see. Just this part of this is over. So let's move to the next project. Thank you for watching. And Woodrow, I've enjoyed talking to you about your Pontiac. It's been a lot of fun. So I hope that you're watching. And if you got any other questions, I'm right here. Here's the book, Woodrow, that I was talking about. And it says 63, but the same thing for 64. And it just doesn't really have anything much for the common fellow after 1964. It does. It usually has pictures of older like cars with no power steering and stuff like that, and maybe even generators back then. But it's as good as it can be. And I got to get to work on the Healy. There'll be a pretty good Healy video coming up too on the overdrive system. Just sort of a maintenance overdrive system video. Okay, bye bye everybody.